Thrones, yeah, Game of fucking Thrones, yeah, da da da, dun 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 dun. Guess what I'm going to talk about today? The new TYT live theme song, obviously, which is well, we ripped it off blatantly from Game of Thrones. And speaking of blatant ripoffs of Game of Thrones, there's a new white alcohol commercial in China, which you may find familiar.
作为领土最广袤的朝代之一，唐朝行政区化为著名的贞观食道。关内、河东、河北。
You may recognize that if you've seen Game of Thrones, any episode of Game of Thrones, because that is the opening sequence. That's not China, that's Westeros. So it's a commercial for Jiannan, which is a white distilled alcohol, and it means only those who persevere at stealing. The subtitles read, one of the Chinese dynasties with the vastest territory was divided into districts called the Real 10 Paths. And they list 4 of them. A millennium later, she remains in our mind, only the Jiannan, not for administrative reasons, but as a brand of liquor.
It's just like so cheap how they did it. It's kind of like they didn't even like hide the fact. They just like took it and then used it, and it's really long too. It was like a minute and a half long.
I have something to ask. Does pointing out administrative districts in China really sell liquor? Because if you do that in the US, that sure as hell doesn't work. So people online in China pointed out comments quickly on this. Of course, they all realize this is Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones has a big following there too. It's a worldwide phenomena. So one person wrote, it's quite a feat that they were even able to copy this, I guess. Another one says, it shows improvement. Writing, imitation is a part of innovation, which I agree with if it's patent trolling, but not if it's plagiarism, and yes, there's a difference.
I want what is mine by right.
Why would a Chinese liquor company rip off the Game of Thrones intro for a commercial? Well, Kotaku posits that Chinese history is just so rich and full of drama that it's like a television drama and it's related to history, and if you're into that, you'll buy the liquor. Or there's a better hypothesis that it's just fucking cool. So this isn't the only time, obviously, that Game of Thrones has been ripped off. It's the most pirated show online there is, so I hear. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. According to Michael Lombardi, the programming president at HBO, he believes it's a compliment. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but it's a compliment of sorts. The demand is there, and it certainly didn't negatively impact the DVD sales. Piracy is something that comes along with having a wildly successful show on a subscription network. And then after that, the company was quick to note that they are opposed to piracy as they are a subscription-based service. But I think it makes sense that it's so popular that people are gonna go buy the DVDs and they're gonna try to watch it any way they can. You know, HBO is subscription, so they're gonna, if there are other means to watch it, they will.